See, I hope you understood this explanation, this create function that we had discussed in the last class. Let us understand the next choice. If I press 2, what happens? Sorry, before I pressed 1, no? When I press 1, this function will be executed and these instructions are executed. After that, it terminates switch statement. This is the end of the switch statement. Okay. Now, do you want to continue? It display this message here. So I did not write this output, no? 1. ನೀವು 1 ಅಂತ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಆದಾಗ ಇಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಪಿ. ಸೊ ರ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತರ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್, ಇಟ್ ವೋಂಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್. So these are all memory cells, 1 byte memory cells. Somewhere memory will be allocated for P. Let us consider the address is 200 and a new memory that is integer memory and its address is, I'll consider 500. So this memory is identified by this pointer. There is a link between this pointer and this memory. It is a newly created memory location. Okay, when this memory is allocated during the execution. ನಾವು ರನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗಲೇ ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಬರೆದಿರೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಎಂಟರ್ ಎನ್ ಇಂಟೀಜರ್. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟೀಜರ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಯೂಸರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಅ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್. ಬಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇಟ್ ಎನಿ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ? ದಿಸ್ P is identifying. So using this pointer only I have to access this memory. Star P. P means 500, star P means this memory location. If I give value 10, 10 will be stored in this newly created memory location. Then give an integer is, after that it display these two instructions are internal process. Okay, and given integer is, so before that enter an integer 10. The 10 will be stored in that memory. After that, given integer is 10, it will be displayed. So after execution, again the control come back to this main function. The break is there. It terminates from the switch statement. Do you want to continue? This statement will be displayed on the screen. Do you want to continue? Yes. If I give Y, yes, it consider. If I give capital Y, that capital Y is stored in A. See here, do you want to continue? ನೀವು ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆದಾಗ ನೀವು Y ಅಥವಾ N ಅಂತ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಇಫ್ ಐ ಗಿವ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ Y, ದಟ್ Y is stored in A ಒಳಗೆ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ದಟ್ A value is compared with these possibilities. Y, capital Y is equal. Capital Y is equal to small y? No. Condition false. This condition true and this is false. It is a logical OR operator, no? If any one of the conditions is satisfied, so what does it mean? The whole condition is satisfied. Andre iದೇನು meaning? It returns true. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು satisfy ಆದ್ರೂ ಏನು the final answer ಏನು ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? True ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Then it is true. Again it go back to the beginning of the loop. Enter your choice. Now do you want to continue? I'll give yes. Why? Next, enter your choice. At the beginning of the loop, what is there? Enter your choice. If my choice is 2, then apart from 1, if you give any value, it considered default, then it goes, call this function exit and it terminates the loop. Sorry, it terminates the program itself. Exit ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇಂದನೇ ಟರ್ಮಿನೇಟ್ ಆಗೋದು. ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ನೇನಾದರೂ ಒನ್ ಅಂತ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನಾದರೂ ಬೇರೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಅದು ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೇ ಇಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗಿವ್ ಅಗೇನ್ 1 ಮತ್ತೆ 1 ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ instead of 2, if I give 1, again it calls the same function. Now that P points another newly created memory location. ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೊಸ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಹೊಸ ಮೆಮೊರಿನ ಯಾರು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಇದೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಪಿನೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದರೆ as long as you want to create how many memories you want to create, and these memory locations are pointed by this pointer itself. Using same pointer I can handle many memory locations. That is the advantage of pointer. I hope you are understanding what is the importance of dynamic memory allocation during execution. ಈಗ ಅರೇ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟು ರನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗಲೇ ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಥರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅವಾಗೇ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Otherwise it won't create previously. So in this way we use dynamic memory locations. Dynamic memory allocations are used in the program. Further, some programs are there based on dynamic allocation. There you will understand much clearer than this. Okay, right now how to understand two types of memory allocations. One is static allocation, another one is dynamic allocation. Static allocation is normal declarations, that is data type, variable list, semicolon. Dynamic means we must use new operator to allocate a memory, and this memory locations are allocated during execution of the program. Understood? And we can modify the size of memory. Andre nange how many values I want to input, that many memory locations I can create. So there will be no memory wastage in dynamic allocation. If you want to input less number of elements than the allocated memory, you can remove the memory locations that we don't want. Okay, so these are the advantages of dynamic memory. Let us write the difference between static and dynamic allocations. Difference between, difference between static and dynamic memory allocations. Static allocation. Here dynamic allocation. First point, allocation of memory takes place before execution. Allocation of memory takes place before execution. Here allocation of memory takes place during execution. Next, in static memory, we cannot modify the size of memory during execution. Size of memory cannot be modified during execution. Here, size of memory can be modified during execution. Next, memory wastage will be happen during execution, where static allocation. Sometimes wastage of memory happens here. No wastage of memory. No new operator is used. Here, new operator is used. Syntax. Data type. Variable list. Variable semicolon. Here, syntax. Data type. Star pointer name is equal to new space data type semicolon. Okay, so these points you can write. Along with these points, some more points also there in your textbook, in your material. So if you are comfortable with these points, you can write, or along with these points, some other points also there in the material, you can go ahead with that also. Next concept, delete operator. Delete operator. See, what is the purpose of delete operator? So delete operator is used to deallocate a memory which has been allocated dynamically using new operator. So when you allocate a memory dynamically, so which operator we used? New operator. So using that operator we allocated memory dynamically. So when you want, it is a good practice to deallocate a memory so that memory will be used for other applications. So if you want delete the memory, the memory will be allocated, that allocated memory will be remain as it is. So the memory will be filled, so that we cannot use that memory for the further application. Though we are not using that memory, it is filled with some value or some value which is given by the program. So if you want to release that memory location, it is occupied only, further we cannot use that memory. So to handle memory locations properly and to use the memory properly, we have to maintain that memory locations. That's why the unused memory should be released. Then how to release or how to deallocate? Using delete operator. What is the syntax? Delete star p semicolon. Sorry, delete p, pointer. So delete and that pointer, because that memory is pointed by the pointer, so we must write the pointer. Before that we have to show the dynamic allocation, then you can understand easily. If I allocate a memory dynamically, floating type memory, float star p is equal to new float semicolon. So there is a memory, it doesn't have any particular identifier, and this memory is identified by this pointer p. Let us consider the address is 500 and its address is 700, and this memory address is stored in p 700. It's a floating type memory. After completion of the program, at the end of the program, we have to write delete p. When you delete this pointer, the link also will be deleted, isn't it? When you create the pointer using this instruction, that pointer points a memory and a link will be generated. When you delete this pointer, means that link will be deleted, so the allocation will be deallocated. So in this way we have to use delete operator. Then what is the use of delete operator? It is used to deallocate a memory which has been allocated dynamically using new operator. Understood? That the syntax. The questions only like this: what is delete operator and how to use a delete operator. You have to write the syntax: delete memory name, delete pointer, pointer name, semicolon. Understood? Next, self-referential structure. What is mean by self-referential structure? So I'll take an example. Through that example, I'll explain this so that you can understand easily. So before going to that, let us recall some concepts of structure. So what is the purpose of structure? Structures are used to create our own data type. You all know the template or definition of structure. If you want to create a structure, if you want to create your own data type like employee. Employee is a data type. It is a user defined data type. What are the things you are going to store in a variable which is employee type? Employee ID and employee name. Okay. So the requirement is like that. Each employee details are employee ID and employee name. In order to store these two details under same memory location, I need a data type that has to created by the user. That is user defined data type. How to create a user defined data type? Using structure. Struct EMP. Okay. So leave this first. Next concept is self-referential structure. So before that, let us recall some concepts. I want to create our own my data type, that is employee. So when we create an object, when we create a variable to this data type, what type of value it has to store? See here. Okay. Still, I did not write anything inside the structure definition. Assume the template is ready, or I have defined this employee data type. Now I can use it. EMP is a data type. E1, E2 are the variables of employee type. Okay. So what happens when you write that statement? It is a static allocation. No? See, E1 and E2 are the variables. Variables of which type? EMP type. But it is also a static allocation. Static allocation, but user defined type. There is a memory for E1 and also for E2. Consider address is 500 and it's 900. What are the things you want to store in E1 and E2? E1 and E2 are variable of same type, employee type. What are the things I want to store here? Employee ID. Employee ID I will take 121 and employee name I will take ABC. Here employee ID I will take 112. Employee name XYZ. By seeing these values, you can write the template, isn't it? See, it is an integer and it is a string. Each variable has to take one integer and a string. Are you understanding? E1 and E2 are same type, employee type. E1 it contains one integer and string. E2 also integer and string. So I can write the template like this. Int EID. So this value, this memory name is EID, and this memory char E name I'll take 20. So some memory locations are there, 20 bytes. Its name is E name. Okay. So EID and E name are the members of this variable. So that by seeing the values, you can write the template here, isn't it? So I'll write another example. If there is a data type called book and I want to store two book details, B1, B2, B1 and B2. I want to store book number or title. I'll take title and price. So I'll consider a value here. Title C++ is a title and price I'll take 240.0. Here I'll take data structure title and 360.00. So by seeing the values of these memory locations, we can write its data type, isn't it? We can define the data type. How to define book? Struct book, open flat bracket. So C++, it is a string. I can write like this, char title of 20. Next, float price. Like that I can write here, isn't it? So what you have to understand from these examples, by seeing the content of these variables, we can define their structure. We can define the structure of the data type. Employee is like this and book is like this. Now I will take another example. So 600 and 200 are the addresses of these memory locations. Next, now I'll consider a data type name is node, okay, and I'll take two variables n1 and n2. What type of value it has to store, I'll write here n1 and this is n2. So every memory has its own address 800 and this is, I'll consider 900. And here I want to store an integer, that is I'll take 10 and here I'll take 20. So each variable are same type, node type. In each variable I will take two integers, here 10 and 20. So how I can write, there is a memory, that memory is integer, it has to take an integer value. Let us consider the name is n, or you can take x. Here also its name is x, and each variable must contain another memory, contains the address of this memory location 900. If one more memory is there, this memory also contains the address. If n3 is there is another memory for n3. It is also node type now. So what type of value I want to store here? One integer. So this memory is x and another variable. Let us consider the address is 300. 300 will be stored here. So how I consider? I have to create a structure and its name is node, and what are the things I have to write inside the structure definition, that is depends on the values of these variables. If I take n1, n2, n3, n1, n2, n3 are the variables of node type. What type of value each variable has to take? One integer and the memory address of another variable of same type, or the address of the memory location that is also same type. Understood? See here, n1, there is one more member is there. This member has to store the address of n2. n2 also node type. Here n2, it's one of the memory, one of the members has to store the address of another memory, that is also node type. Okay, so how to write the template? Can you guess the template? First I'll write struct node, name of the structure is node. So what type of value it has to take? Integer. So I will write int x here. And one more memory is there. Member is there. This member has to take the address of the memory location. It is also same type. ಅಂದರೆ n2ದು ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಯಾರು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ? n1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. n3 ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ? n2 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಈ n2 n3 ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ಟೈಪ್? ಇದು ನೋಡ್ ಟೈಪ್. ಸೊ ನೋಡ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದ್ರ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಂಬರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ನೋಡ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿನೇ. n1 ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ನೋಡ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ, n2 ಆಲ್ಸೋ, n3 ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಅದೇ ಥರದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ the address of another memory location that is also same type, node type. So ಇದು ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ಏನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು? ಇಟ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ನೇಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಹೌ ಟು identify it as a pointer? Star. We must write a star. So star p. Now we have to mention the data type. What type of memory address it has to store? It stores here n2. n2, that is also node type. So ಯಾವ ಥರದ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ನೋಡ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು? ನೋಡ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಇಂಟೀಜರ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಂಟೀಜರ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಂಟ್ ಎನ್ ಅಂತ ತೊಗೊತೀನಿ. ಈ ಎನ್ನಿಂದ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಕೂಡ ಇಂಟೀಜರ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕಾ? So in order to store the address of that memory location, I have to take a pointer. That pointer is also same type. So p is equal to %n. That p stores the address of n, isn't it? n ಯಾವ ಥರದ ಮೆಮೊರಿದು ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಇಂಟೀಜರ್. ಸೊ p also integer. Here this p stores the address of this memory location, and this memory location is which type? Node type. So the pointer must be node type. I must write like this: node star p. So this is called self-referential structure. See here, usually the members of the structure are basic type or any other user defined type. Here one of the members of the structure data type is the structure name itself. ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟೀಜರ್ ಟೈಪ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಪಿ. ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಯಾವ ಟೈಪ್ ಇದೆ? ನೋಡ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಇದೆ. ಈ ನೋಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದೇನು? ಇದೇ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇದೇ ಡೇಟಾ ಟೈಪೇ ಅದ್ರ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ, ಮೆಂಬರಿಂದ ಡೇಟಾ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ಹೌ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಅ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Now how to create variables of this structure? We have written node n1, n2, n3 ಈ ಥರ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ. Now how to create variable dynamically? So I'll take another example and I'll show you. Right now you have to understand what is self-referential structure. This is a structure whose one of the members or whose member data type is its name itself, then it is called self-referential structure. Understood? Definition: a structure which includes an element is that is pointer to structure, that is pointer to structure of same type. This is the standard definition what they have given in the textbook. You can write in other words also. A structure, it includes a data, it includes a member, and that member data type is that member is a pointer and its data type is that structure name itself, that structure itself. Like that also you can write, and this is the standard definition. Okay. Syntax. Data type, sorry, struct, structure name, or you can write node ಅಂತಾನೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. So in this way you can write the self-referential structure. Next concept, free store. See, free store is nothing but it's an unallocated memory pool in your in the dynamic memory allocation. See, the memory locations are allocated from the pool. That pool contains unallocated memory locations in that computer memory. That unallocated memory pool we can call it as free store. Okay, as per the definition, free store is a pool of unallocated memory. Free store is a pool of unallocated memory which are used for dynamic allocation. See, used by the program for dynamic allocation, used for the program used by the program for dynamic allocation, that is during execution of program, during execution. Next concept, memory leak. Memory leak. See, what does it mean? What is meant by memory leak? See here, from free store we have taken memory for dynamic allocation by the program. After the execution of program also, if we did not, if you want deallocate that memory using delete operator, that allocated memory remain allocated, isn't it? That memory will not deallocate. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು allocate ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಹಾಗೆ ಇದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, deallocate ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಥರ ಅಲೋಕೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಹಾಗೇ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಪೂಲ್, ಫ್ರೀ ಸ್ಟೋರಿಂದ ಮೆಮೊರಿನ ನಾವು ಡೈನಮಿಕ್ ಅಲೋಕೇಶನ್ಗೆ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅಲೋಕೇಶನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಡಿಅಲೋಕೇಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ದಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ನೇಮ್. If you want properly deallocate the memory, those memory will be used by the program, and finally we won't have any memory locations in the memory pool in the free store. So all memories are occupied. So that situation we call it as memory leak. Understood? See, for dynamic allocation, memory locations will be used or taken from this memory pool, free store. After usage, after the completion of program, after execution, so even though we won't use that memory location, if that memory is allocated, it remains allocated, so we cannot obtain that memory for further use. So it will be continuously, it is occupied. So we won't get any memory locations from free store at some point. Then such situation we call it as memory leak. Okay, so how to write the explanation? dynamically allocated memory locations if dynamically allocated memory locations are not released or deallocated properly, then those memory locations always occupied. So at some point no memory locations will be available in the free store. This situation we call it as memory leak. Okay, I hope you understood what is self-referential structure, what is free store, and what is memory leak. Next concept, this pointer. So pointer name, it is a this pointer. It is a pointer which is created by the program automatically when objects are created. See how to understand this pointer. It's a name of pointer. It is not created by us. It is created by the program. When does this pointer created? When we create objects for the class, then this pointer will be created. So let us consider an example here. Class book char title and float price. So these are all private members. To access these members, we need a function in public section. Public void input. I'll take function input function. Cout enter title and price. Cin extraction title extraction price. And one more function to display the contents, void print cout title colon title cout insertion price function close, class close. How to close the class? You must write the closing brace and you have to put semicolon over there. Now main function, void main. See, we have defined the template here. We have created our own data type using class. Now I want to read values for two books. I have to create object book B1, B2. When you create object, what happens? As usual, memory will be allocated for B1 and B2. B1, so what are the members of B1? Title and price Now B2 also, let us consider the address is 800. B2, here I'll take 900 is the address. Title, price. Okay. See, whenever we declare object, memory will be allocated for these two objects. Now, in order to enter value for object B1, I have to call a function. To read values, we have a function called input. So, to which object I have to input, we have to call this function using that object. This is the thing we already know, isn't it? We already knew this. B1 dot input. I told you many times from which object we call the function, values are goes to that object. ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ಯಾವ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಆ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿಂದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅವಾಗ ಆಟೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್, ಈಗ ಟೈಟಲ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಟೈಟಲ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಯಾರ್ದು ಟೈಟಲ್ಲು ಯಾರ್ದು ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಟೈಟಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಟು B1 title and price. How? We are calling this function using B1 object. ಇಷ್ಟು ನಾ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. I always telling this object, from which object we call the function, to that object values are stored. That is the thing we know that, isn't it? How the values are automatically goes to that object. So that point we are going to learn in this concept. So when you create object, there is a pointer called this pointer automatically created by the program. This THIS, this pointer. So always you know that pointer, it stores 2 bytes of memory and the address is, I'll take 200 here. Okay. Now which object is using currently? B1 object. So this pointer contains the address of B1. So when you create object, automatically this pointer will be created. Now which object is executing? Currently which object is used? That object address is stored in this pointer. Now I'm using B1. So the address of B1 is 800. It is stored in this pointer. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೇ ಆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಯಾವ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿಂದ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಆ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿನ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ B1? 800 ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್. ನೀವೀಗ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಟಲ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೈಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್, ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಪುಟ್. ಈಗ ದಿಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಸಿ ಇನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಾಟ್ ಟೈಟಲ್, ಈ ಥರ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ ಇದು. ವೆನ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್ title itself, simply if you write title, what does it mean internally? Star this dot title ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನೀವು ಈ ಥರ ಬರೆದು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಾಟ್, ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಾಟ್ ಆಪರೇಟರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಆರೋ ಆಪರೇಟರ್. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆರೋ ಪ್ರೈಸ್. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಸೊ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಾಟ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂತ, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಾಟ್, ಈ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಾಟ್ ಆಪರೇಟರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಆರೋ ಆಪರೇಟರ್. Okay, so how to understand this pointer? It is a pointer which is created by the program automatically when objects are created. Okay, it points to the current object. You must write like this statement. This is a pointer to current object. Some in textbook they have given it's a pointer to current object. Only this statement is not enough. You have to write like this. It's a pointer created by the program automatically when objects are created. And it is a pointer to the current object. ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಯಾರು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾರನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಆ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿನ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಯೂಸ್ B2 ಹಿಯರ್, B2 ಡಾಟ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್, ಓಪನ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್, B2 ಡಾಟ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್, ರೈಟ್ ನಾವು ವಿಚ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿಂಗ್? ಈಗ ಇದು ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ಸ್ ದ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ B2. 900 ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್. So if you write this statement right now, what is there in the this contains 900. Star this means inside this 900, this one. Star this dot titles, ನೋಡಿ this ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ 900. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, B2 ಒಳಗೆ. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಾಟ್ ಟೈಟಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ B2. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಕ್ವಿವಲೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ B2ಗೆ ಇಕ್ವಿವಲೆಂಟ್ ಅದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೆದು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬೈ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವರ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ, ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ದಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಲೇಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, how these pointers are used in object as function return value, and objects are function okay, function return value. It is enough for you. I hope you understood what is this pointer. Let us write the definition of this pointer. Definition: it is a pointer created by the program automatically when objects are created. When objects are created and it is a pointer to the current object. It is a pointer to the current object. In this way you have to write the definition of this pointer. Understood? There is a problem statement like this. Program to swap values of two integers using call by reference. Program to swap two integers using call by reference. Without using class, they have given in your textbook. Void main. Further, we have to define function. Its name is swap, and it takes two arguments, that is reference of the arguments. So we must write like this: void swap int ampersand, reference we are passing here, int ampersand semicolon. This is function prototype. Now I have to declare two integers here, int x comma y. See out, enter two integers C in extraction x, extraction y. Next, before swapping I will display once. See out, before swapping see out, insertion x is equal to. When you see this statement, what you will understand, so before swapping we display the value and we are writing this function call. So when this line executes, yes, there is a function, that function will swaps the value. After that, control come back to the main function. After that, there is after execution of that, the values will be swapped and we can display that. See out, after swapping see out, insertion x is equal to x backslash n and y is equal to, see out, y backslash n semicolon. Main function close. Now we have to write the function void swap. So I have to write the reference operators here, reference variable, sorry, ampersand. I'll take ampersand a int ampersand b. So the address, the x address and y address are referred by these two variables. There is no another memory location here. So x, let us take 300 and y 500. So this address is referred by a. So this memory having another name a and it is having another name b. So by using these variables I'll swap. I need temporary variable here. T is equal to a is equal to b is equal to t. So in that function I swap the values using these arguments, that is formal arguments. This is called reference variables. So if before the values are, if you assume values are 10 and 20, after swapping we are swapping these values using a and b. So a and b refer the same memory location, so the value will be interchanged after swapping. Then after that we display that values using x and y. So x and y also refer the same memory. So if you make any changes on the values on that memory location, it will be affected original variables also. I hope you understood this program using call by reference. So you have to try the same program using call by address. Thank you.